Hello everyone, welcome. So ये क्या हो गया है? Sagar is coming back guys in 2 minutes and he started a stream. We are going to see the game today of Vidit Gujrathi and Harikrishna in the FIDE Grand Prix. Just a moment, let me check if everything is fine. He has set it all up, but yeah, all good, all good. Sorry for the delay of the stream. We had a few meetings today, so it got delayed. Let us begin to see the games. Oh, Vidit is playing against Alexei Shirov, and as we all know, Alexei is a super aggressive player. He has written a very famous book called Fire on the Board, and Vidit is white. We are already seeing Sicilian, open Sicilian. Wow, that's not so usual. Okay, and that is knight off, guys. This is knight off. Queen d3 variation. Well, Queen d3 is, I think, recently popular, though theory-wise, Sagar would help us to check on ChessBase board as well. Knight b d7.
But Amruta, no one can see what is happening. This is it.
What? So,
What
so
are you
you
doing?
said you've set it up.
No, I said just talk with people. I told talk.
बात ही करना था क्या?
हाँ.
तो तुमने स्टार्ट किया और फिर बोले आ रहे हो मैं.
Hello. Welcome everyone. And today is the first day of the FIDE Grand Prix in Belgrade. This is the second leg, and we have live commentary by myself and my very good wife, the
Yeah,
one and
I'm
only.
super embarrassed right now.
So,
Boomer.
as you can see, the FIDE Grand Prix is an event with 16 players. You have that on your screen right now. There are 4 pools. Pool A has Shankland, Grishchuk, Andrekin, and Bakro. Group B has Anish Giri, Harikrishna, Tabatabaei, and Vitiugov. Group C, Pool C has Vidit, Rapport, Fedoseev and Shirov, and Pool D has MVL, Mamedyarov, Yu Yangi, and
Predke.
Alexander Predke. So Amruta, this is double round robin event, and all players play each other twice.
Right.
What do you think of the pools this time? Do you think Harikrishna and Vidit have good chances?
We always are going to be optimistic. So, yes, for sure. In fact, I think Vidit definitely has a very good chance.
Yeah.
And Hari and Anish are in the same pool, right?
Yes, that's going to be very exciting because Pool B
Yeah.
has Harikrishna, who's from India, but also
So
everyone's
Harikrishna's
favorite.
endgame, Anish's theoretical knowledge. Tabatabaei is again a very innovative kind of like a very aggressive, very creative player.
Yes.
And Vitiugov, what would you say? What is his style like?
Yeah, I think he's very strong and very good player in general. I think positional maybe.
Okay.
But also, I mean, I think he's
Universal.
universal.
I think is
Yeah.
Okay, let's start seeing the game, Sagar. So
Okay, let's begin with first Hari Krishna's game, Amruta, because
whichever.
seems to me that Hari Krishna is in big trouble and he is in massive trouble, guys. So here we go. This is the position already on the board, and look at this, Amruta.
Harikrishna is white.
Hari
Oh, look at his
Krishna is
king on
white.
G1 and rook on H1 is super bad. But even black is not castled. What is the material?
Yeah, right now if we count the material, then black has 3 extra pawns.
Oh, that is almost equal to a piece down. How did
Yeah.
he land up here?
Okay,
But
so
in
just
very quickly.
to tell you, like, generally when you are material ahead, you should try and exchange as many pieces as possible. So guys, here if it is black to move, which is his move, what would you play here as black to play Let us know in the chat what should black play in this position. Let's see what people have to say. Look at this, Amruta. They are absolutely right. The chat says queen to c5, which is a very, very good move. And that is absolutely right. Because queen c5.
Chess is fun. Ritankar Nath, Utsav, Pandurang Bharane, Rishabh Singhvi, Abhilash Darla, Chess Craze, No Name, Nilab Borthakar, and Abhishek K. They are exchanging the queens. You know, earlier, when your opponent's king is weak, no matter what, even if you're material up, for me it was like, you know, avoid queen exchange, jaldi jaldi mate karo, game khatam karo, go home, analyze your game. That would be the thing. But yeah, and you do mess it up many times because of that thing.
Yeah, but I think, Amruta, it makes a lot of sense to exchange right now, because
Even
then you
black's
are
king is weak, so yeah, better to
you are
not give
3
any
pawns
counter.
up then. And that is exactly the reason why queen c5 is so strong. And after queen c5, knight c5, if you count, black has 6 pawns and white has only 3. So Amruta asked a very logical question: how did Harikrishna reach this position?
Yeah. So it was Sicilian. Nikita has played knight d4, knight f6. Okay, it is Taimanov. Sicilian Taimanov.
It's not Taimanov actually,
What would
because
you?
Sicilian Taimanov is knight c6,
Oh,
knight c3, and queen
A6.
c7. This is the Taimanov.
And then it will. Yeah,
But he went for knight f6, knight c3, knight c6. So
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like a, well, it's one of the
I think
well-known
there's a name.
lines.
We'll find it out later. Queen d3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Queen d3 by Hari, d5 by Nikita Vitiugov, ed, and now knight to b4. So
did Hari fall for some theoretical mistake or something? Queen g3.
this looks fine.
Bishop c5. He didn't take knight takes c2. Sorry, knight d4.
Yeah. So now the threat is, if you move the knight, then knight c2 is hanging because the knight is controlling this square.
So what did white play?
So white said, well, if you are going to take here, I will take on b4. So he played a3.
Looks like all theory yet.
Yeah,
But
take.
Hari has taken some 15 minutes, so he actually was not expecting this. Bishop
He
b5
gave a
check.
check, and then he moved his king to f8. And generally, losing the right to castle is a big deal. But
Surprising.
Hari now played knight d e2, and black says that, okay, I've lost my right to castle, but in return I have very active pieces here, so it looks interesting. Bishop d7, offering a trade. He took. Queen takes.
And no castle, no? You simply do go for castle?
Yeah, now the main move here, if you castle here, that could be normal. Yeah, no problems. And I think what black would have done,
Yeah, h5 and
played
bishop
h5.
d6 and oh, little bit looks scary.
Yeah, true.
This is
Bishop.
so interesting, right? You keep your king on f8. Superficially, it feels like black's king is weak, but actually, black is getting this beautiful attack.
Right. So this h5 would be a very good move, and also the rook can swing over from this side if needed. Of course, right now there's a bishop here, but we could go h4 and rook h5. So instead of that, he took on d5. Knight takes d5, and this is where actually Harikrishna was thinking that maybe black will take with the queen, maybe he will take with the knight, maybe he'll take with the pawn. So here's my question to everyone here: what did black recapture on d5 with? Let us know in the comment section, in the chat. What do you play as black? Black to play.
Is there a lag?
Fun Life says, hi sir, hi ma'am, finally free to see your stream live. Oh, very nice, Fun Live. That's good to know.
Why finally free?
because he
Because his
might,
name Fun Life says that he's already having fun. He's free from having fun.
maybe he had some kind of exams, huh?
Okay, everybody is kind of getting it right. Uh-huh.
Look at this. Look at this. They didn't fall for my trap because I said, with which piece would you recapture? But they said, we don't need to recapture. We can go knight e4, and that is the correct move here, Amruta. Just moving the knight to e4,
Yeah.
and now
And is it like almost over or something?
this is such a nice example of, in chess you don't have to recapture every time your opponent captures something, like here, knight d5, he went knight e4, he's a piece down, but now he's attacking the queen, and now this is also hanging with a check.
Yeah. Acha, do you think Hari would have missed it? But it looks like really an obvious move, right?
Yeah, but after queen b3, I think Harikrishna missed it totally, Amruta.
Oh, then
Takes
that would be a
here.
very sad blunder
Yeah, absolutely, it's a huge blunder.
in such a classical game, such a critical game.
Yeah, exactly. Bishop e3 was another mistake here because, okay, the position is bad. You have to somehow exchange. Maybe knight g3 would have been better, but bishop e3, and now came another powerful move, queen f5. Because if you take bishop f2, I have queen f2 checkmate. So he played knight d4, and now queen to f6, knight went to f3. He took on e3, queen e3, and lost another pawn.
Okay, so this is very, very hard to defend. And against a player of the caliber of Nikita, I don't think there would be any chance. So
Yeah.
we can assume that this game is going to be in Nikita's favor.
So he went king g1, and now queen c5 did happen, offering a queen trade. He went knight d4. Harikrishna said, I'm not exchanging queens because at least I need to keep queens on the board. Rook c8 and h4. And this is the position on the board right now,
Yeah.
with Harikrishna having absolutely no chances.
Yeah, except for that 1% chance where, something can come against some perpetual ideas, if at all, the rook can swing in and imagine in the dreamy world, which let us keep it. Okay, let's move to the next game, guys, between Vidit and Alexei Shirov. Whoa, look at the crazy position. I can't believe it. It's going to be Sicilian, and very surprisingly, Sagar, this Sicilian also has some similarity when Vidit played the move Queen D3. Hari also played Queen D3 there, and Vidit also plays Queen D3 here.
But
Is
both
it a
were different Sicilian
yes?
positions. Queen d3 in the Najdorf is picking up.
It's like you prepare for a job interview, you are ready with the answers. सामने वाला कुछ भी पूछेगा तो answer same. Queen D3 is such a preparation, guys.
Yeah,
You can play
absolutely.
that.
I just want to also check as to how many times this has happened before. So
Yeah.
just to set that up, let us go to our ChessBase board and see what has happened.
Yeah, I don't know. Queen D3 idea was used by Hari as well. In fact, Queen D3 idea, even in Sicilian Paulson, Magnus had played against Vishy Anand in World Championship,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
So,
So this is
Vignesh Subramaniam says this was played in last Tata Steel. Do you remember the players, Vignesh?
so when I load the live database, I see that this has been played 229 times. Magnus Carlsen himself has played 3 times. Caruana, Vitiugov, Harikrishna, many strong players have played it.
So, Vidit is playing this for the first time.
Actually, Amruta, Vidit is a D4 player.
Right,
And
that's
he
why
plays,
Sicilian, मैंने वही बोली Sicilian ज़्यादा देखने को नहीं मिलता है विदित का, but of course because he's a D4 player.
yeah, but also the thing is that he must have thought very hard for this event, Amruta. Imagine that you are 1 month in Europe. His last event got over somewhere in early Feb, and now we are already in March.
Yes.
So he did some soul searching, I'm sure,
Yeah.
and he must have come to the conclusion that I must really place things which are aggressive, which
Correct.
are different, because if he and Harikrishna both don't finish in the top, like don't finish first in their group, don't go to the semi-finals, they have no chance of qualifying to the candidates. So they have to literally win the event or runner up, something of that, because
Correct.
you need to, there are points which are added from two events. One is that event that they played in Berlin, and now this one. In Berlin, Vidit got 3 points, Harikrishna got 2 points. So they have to
So
really.
I like that Vidit is going dynamic here and change, and his opponent would not be expecting such a big change right
Yeah.
now. Open Sicilian, that too. So I'm very keen to see what he went for. Bishop e2, b5.
So b5, this has been played in one game at the very top, which is Van Forest versus Grandelius.
Okay.
Knight to d5.
Generally, a4, b4, and then knight d5 happens, but unless you would really wish to go for long castle in the future, it's a different story.
Right. So here, Amruta, knight d5, we see until now Vidit has 1 hour 23 minutes. And when he plays knight d5, he takes solid 8 minutes for his move. He puts his knight in the center. And the question to be asked is, what is the knight doing here? And why can't Alexei Shirov simply attack it with bishop b7? And that is exactly what Alexei Shirov did. And he said to Vidit, well, if you want to take, you can take here. I will take back with the knight. And now
Okay.
black seems to be doing well because he's attacking the e4 pawn. So Vidit said, I don't really want to take on f6. What I will do is I'll play a4. And
Right now he goes for e4.
yes, this is a very interesting choice because now if let's assume.
Yeah, exactly. That would be my first consideration to calculate ed5, bishop takes d5, and you'll capture on b5 with something.
I'll take.
I don't know
I'll take.
what, maybe. Yeah, ab5. And then bishop g2.
If you take back, then I will take on a8, queen a8, and knight b5.
With the idea of
threatening
no.
here and here.
Yeah, knight
Both
c7.
very big threats.
Yeah.
So that's the reason why you have to calculate bishop g2. But after rook g1, it already seems like black is doing okay. Here there is a very surprising. Sorry,
Yeah.
white is doing okay. Here there is a very surprising move. Black
Tempo.
to play.
He
What do
gets
you
a
do?
tempo. Right, Sagar?
No.
No? Auto rickshaw.
Try to find what should black do in this position. It's slightly weird move.
Vignesh had mentioned Magnus versus Niels in Tata Steel 2021. Yes. Where he had played Queen D3.
Mhm.
AB.
Look at this, Amruta. And look at the chat. Very cool. A takes b5. Did you even consider that?
No.
Because after a takes b5, I can't take your bishop. You will take my rook.
No, there are some moments when you just sit calmly and you don't consider anything. I'm sorry. I was just relaxed. Okay, b5, rook 8, queen 8.
Yeah, this is the correct move, and ab5 leads to takes, and it seems like
Stop laughing.
black is doing fine here, but okay, white can try to trap the bishop with f3, and white is,
95, queen b5 is a check, so it doesn't.
yes, you can't take that. By the way,
Wow.
the few of the people who found this answer correctly are
Arnav Kadam, Alok Raj, Vittal Sarda, Chess is Fun, Ramesh Kote, Nilab Borthakur, Eshpreet Singh, Shaibi Binoj, Nikita Marishetty, Lakshak Kushava. Okay. Shaibi, why are you not playing Women's National B?
that's not
National, not B anymore. That was earlier. Women's National.
So a4 was played here, and then knight to c5 by Shirov, and now Vidit took on f6, g takes f6.
Oh, is he losing the e4? I mean, b5 is hanging, so that is the
Yeah, that's a
exchange.
very
That's a
interesting
barter.
trade-off that Vidit is doing, because generally if you get a central pawn, you are not too worried about the side pawn. But here after this, it's a very difficult situation for black to play, because I'm taking back here and your king is really, it's like checkmate. You know,
Yeah.
if you think about this,
Oh,
you're just,
actually.
you're just losing.
Oh, amazing. Look at that king.
And also next move, I'm threatening ba6 with my bishop supporting it and rook supporting it. So it's a very different kind of a position
True.
with a new theme that we are looking here. And also, like, if you take with the bishop, it leads to the same thing. I can even play b4.
Correct. So in this position, particularly, black's b5 pawn is much weaker because of his king on e8 actually, and that's why e4 pawn doesn't really matter much.
Right.
So that's the trade-off. Okay.
So here he took b takes a4, and he felt like, okay, this is, I can spoil my structure, because if first of all he can't take this pawn, second of all I'm attacking here. So Vidit said that, look, this pawn to main baad mein le lunga.
Correct.
I'll
Right now
take
I'll
it.
defend e4.
I'll first defend e4 with f3, and after e5,
Ooh, e5 looks very bad. I mean, how can you give that f5 square?
yeah, I think
I can't.
Shirov is one of those guys. Like Carsten Mueller recently came on ChessBase India, and he was talking about different kinds of players. And Shirov falls in the category of hyperactivist.
Hyper.
And one of the qualities of hyperactivists is that they push their pawns without thinking many times. And here he pushed e5,
E6
weakening
should have been a better option, maybe. Or is there anything? Like, if you just try e6,
e6 or h5
yeah,
with the idea of bishop h6.
Correct.
It looked more logical, but e5, now knight f5. And what Shiro wanted to do here, guys, generally this is not a good idea, but black had a very typical plan here. What should black play in this position? It's your move. Try to figure out what is the move that black should play here.
and we have a result incoming. People are saying Hari has resigned and he has lost the game.
Yeah.
Shaibi says, I stay in Oman. My dad works here, so I'm not playing the nationals. Okay, Shaibi, practice well.
And look at this, Amrita. A lot of people once again coming out with the right answers. Brilliant job, guys. D5 is absolutely correct, because you hit in the center, and now you are, I think this is what Shiro was banking on.
Right.
That I'll get this central break. So a lot of people have given the right answer here.
D5, Dr. Anand Tendulkar, Divyansh, Ramesh Kote, Alok Raj, Venkatesh Deshpande, The World of Wit, Sagnik De Chaudhary, Eshpreet Singh, Surindra, AS, and Chess is Fun. Yeah.
So after d5, Vidit said, I'll take. Queen takes d5, and now he brought his queen to f2.
So first he wants to bring his bishop to e3, safeguard that dark square diagonal, because black is ready to move his knight on from c5 and get the bishop to c5. That's why he didn't castle.
And now, once again, Shirov, typical,
Very
pushes his pawn. Very risky play. And Vidit comes back, knight e3. Queen goes back to c6.
Abhi castle maybe?
And he castles.
Yeah.
And Vidit says to his opponent that, look, your king is still in the center. But more than that, the king is in such a situation, Amrita.
Correct.
It can't go here because it will be met with an attack. It can't go here because all the files are open.
Absolutely. It reminds me of the दूध जब खराब होता है और बॉईल करने को रखते हैं और फट जाता है. That kind of.
I don't see any logic.
Maybe you would not have heated the milk, which is gone.
I heat the milk every morning.
But that's not bad one. That's the good one.
Good milk.
Yeah. Anyway, we will talk about the position.
And now Shirov said, what Sagar, what did you say? That my king is not safe here? Here I go. What, Amrita? Bad milk.
So this Sagar is such a what to say, fire on the board. Having a king in this on c8 can only be played by Shirov, right? I mean, people would get scared. I don't think he would ever be ready for a long castle.
Yeah, it's like the bad milk becomes like what? Paneer.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So,
Please
you
continue.
cannot,
You
you don't,
started
but
something
you don't,
really.
but you've never tried,
You.
you don't know that. So
What
maybe
I
you
have
can
not
give
tried.
another analogy.
What I have not tried.
कि दूध का पनीर कैसे बनता है.
And now Vidit is like, okay, this king, I will not let it survive. He goes knight to c4, and all of a sudden the knight is now angling for this very nice square. Also, you can't keep, if you move your knight anytime from c5, a4 would hang. The bishop is coming to e3.
I love Vidit's position. Like, really. Look at the f6, f7 pawns as well. They are such a weakness. Even if, when you imagine the end game, it still looks like favorable for white. Even the middle game, because of the king, it still looks favorable. So,
Yeah.
I think, and also Vidit, he's a very positional player, right? I mean, he can mark these subtle weaknesses. So, this should be in his cap, right? This game. What do you predict already?
Yeah, this should be like for sure that Vidit has an advantage here. And but it's not so much like Harikrishna's game because the
Right.
position is not stable.
Correct.
There
And
are
Shirov can
many.
create threats like h5, h4, h3,
Yeah.
and on this diagonal,
Also,
maybe
Rook
some
can join in
ideas.
from this side from g8, and there are many possibilities here.
But,
He could have gone knight a5,
right?
putting pressure on the b7 bishop, but instead Vidit
I,
played the move
oh.
b3.
In fact, I was considering another move, rook a3 as well, wanting rook to be on c3. So,
Rook a3. Interesting.
but it's super bad, yeah. Oh, and it's dhire super bad.
No, it's like milk, bad milk. But because take, if you take bishop takes f3, then queen takes c4. Your knight
Rook
was hanging.
c3?
Okay,
We
but
don't get
I
anything.
mean, in the worst case, I have my knight defended here.
ठीक है bishop e3 वगैरह है, but yeah, you don't want so many pieces to be exchanged.
Take on f3, queen f3. If you play g f3, then
No.
yeah, it doesn't
No,
look
I
good.
agree. It's not forcing and gets a little bit complicated, unnecessary. Gives away a lot of counterplay to black.
Right.
You have to be very precise, in fact.
So that's the reason why
Vidit played b3.
Vidit went b3, and Vidit said to himself that look, in worst case, Shiro, if you take, which he did, I'm taking back with the b3 pawn. Now, Vidit's advantage might have reduced according to the engines, but I can tell you that humanly, this position is so nice for Vidit Gujrathi because look at this, his rook is opened up, his knight can jump to a5 any point, his
Correct.
bishop can come to e3. His other bishop is angling here. His queen is looking in. Oh, and look at Shirov. Shirov has taken on b3. He is absolutely fearless. So, guys, as Amruta said, few years ago when Shirov was young chess player, he wrote a book called Fire on Board. And
Oh,
it
fire
was
on board.
it was read by so many chess players, and the main concept of this book was that you can basically create such complications on the board which are like fire. Yeah.
Yes.
It just sets the board on fire. You just don't know what to do, and this is exactly what he's doing. First he long castled, then now he's taking with his knight, and generally we say that don't keep your king so exposed. Shirov is asking with it, how are you going to take advantage of it? And
Really fearless.
here's a very interesting point. If you play knight b6 check, like if you play king b8, then Vidit might want to go bishop f4 check, and really, but black has a very cool move here. Can you find it? Black to play.
Oh. By the way, at one point, Vinayak had asked, how about bishop h6 deflection instead of b3? So that bishop h6 mara, so queen c5 is happening. We'll have a quick look at it after this. Yeah, people are getting the answers.
I mean, bishop at 6,
Yeah,
bishop at 6, queen c5. Okay.
okay, let's see who we have got.
Yeah, brilliant job, guys. Very well done. Very powerful. Here, queen b6 is the correct move because you take the knight and then he takes the queen, and you're like, oh, I'm a queen up. But in comes bishop c5 check, and you lose the queen back. And Amruta, this position, I mean, is around equal. So,
Yeah,
with
now
it,
there are just no pawns, literally speaking.
yeah, with it giving this knight b6 check was not a good move, but all those who found queen takes b6, well done, guys. They are,
Rakshit Singh, Shaibi Binoj, Dr. Anand, Chess is More Than Fun, Prashil Shah, Legend, Vibhav, Goel, Anshul, Atul Kumar, and No Name. Yeah, Queen B6 means you have to be tactically very alert, which you guys are.
yeah. So knight takes b3,
So
and
knight
now,
b6 is not in consideration, and your rook on a1 is hanging, which means that you have to consider moving the rook to b1 maybe,
yes, rook to b1
so that
seems
there is
like
an
a,
open file. At least whenever you lose a material, in return you get that open file or a diagonal or something, and always try to look for compensation even if you blundered. So
so now the question is, Amruta,
yeah.
what should black do? Because black, on one hand, if he moves his bishop
Knight.
knight back, this is all.
Now knight b6 should finish or no?
Knight b6 is possible, but knight b6 always the
Oh,
king starts
yeah.
to run this way.
Maybe knight a5. You
No, the
attack.
thing is
Oh.
that if someone is running away, okay,
Ah,
then
don't let them escape. So
right. So
guard the escape square. For that, find the escape square first.
and
Then you can guard the escape
what should
square.
white play? By the way, Harikrishna has lost also. We will quickly check the game of Anish Giri as well. He is playing against Amin Tabatabaei. At the same time, guys, a few announcements that I want to make. First link in the description, and also we have pinned here, is something truly special that the chess community is doing for the very very difficult situation that is happening right now in Ukraine. Hikaru Nakamura is streaming right now on his channel, and he is raising funds. So in case if anyone is keen on supporting his initiative and of the chess community for Ukraine, then please do check it out. It's the first link in the description. Secondly, Amruta, the national championships are currently going on, and we have two clear leaders in the women and open section. In the women's section, Divya Deshmukh is crushing it. She is on 7.5 out of 8 with 1 round to go. I think she's already won the tournament. She beat Vaishali today.
Yeah.
And in the open section, we have Arjun Erigesi, who is showing his class once again. Arjun, who did so well in Tata Steel, is now doing admirably well in the national championship as well. As we speak, the battery level has been low. It says exchange battery. So while the battery is being changed, Amruta, can you check what the chat has to?
Yeah. So what?
Yeah. So bishop f4 is the correct move by so many people. And here, bishop f4. Well done, guys.
Venkatesh Deshpande, Vaibhav Dubey, Vivek, Rick Jena, Anshul Nanwani, Surindra AS, Shubham Deshpande, Prashil Shah, Ayush Garg, and Ritankar Nath. You guys have got it right. So let's go to the board right now and check what's happening. By the way, I had a query from Rakshit. Maybe bishop e3, knight a1, knight b6. Okay, before rook b1. That's what you're saying here. So Rakshit is suggesting here bishop e3, knight a1, knight b6 check, king b8, and rook a1. That's his question, sir. Yeah, knight b6, king b8 and rook a1.
Yes, but what have you achieved here? Do you want to give this check? Because then I'll always block with the bishop. So in a way, you are exchanged down without much compensation. Okay, you are threatening to win this pawn on a6, but at the same time, I have e takes f3 attacking your pawn, and this doesn't look great. So interesting idea, but does not work. One more question we had that you were mentioning, Amrita, was that instead of b3, no, instead of queen e6.
Bishop f4 here. He had no bishop h6. Bishop h6.
Yeah.
Vinay
Here.
had mentioned. Not here. Instead of b.
If you play instead of b3 bishop h6, then you have to all the time, guys, consider e takes f3, because the moment e takes f3 happens,
Oh,
this
you can't
bishop is
play
hanging.
with the bishop f3 because c4 is hanging, right?
Right.
Ooh.
So and you don't want to be taking with the pawn,
No.
because then there is this file
Looks
opening
ugly.
up.
Super ugly.
So very interesting and very creative suggestion. I think it was by Vinayak. Well done. Bishop h6 is very interesting, but he has ways to tackle with it. Also, a position like bishop h6, queen c5, king b8. Black is not lost or anything of that sort. Black seems to be doing okay. So in the game b3, ab, cb, knight b3, and Amrita, I am actually surprised at Vidit's decision here with knight b6.
So you had suggested bishop f4, right?
No, I was thinking rook b1 first, and we were looking at knight c5, and now bishop f4, cutting the king off and knight b6 threat coming in. But Vidit has gone for like, okay, here I'm sure after rook b1, Shirov would have done something else apart from knight c5. Maybe he would have played e takes f3.
Let's say you go rook takes b3 or
No,
bishop
but then
takes
fe2.
f3. Oh, but okay, bishop takes f3. I'm okay to give up the c4 knight. Can I be okay to give up
Yes.
the c4 knight?
I guess you have to.
Bishop takes b7.
Yes, and now I must
King
take
takes
with the
b7,
king.
and now I have options like queen f6, and or maybe just develop your bishop from c1.
How about check?
You win the b3 knight back.
Yeah, and then you go to a7. I play rook takes b3.
Yeah, queen b7 is the mate threat. So
you give me a check.
King h1.
And I go king h1. And in
Now
this
rook
position, I have I want. By the way, can I test the chat?
Yeah, of course.
Rook g8, guys. I want 100 people to answer here. What should white do in this position?
But have you cleared the chat moves?
Let's see. How many people can answer this? Oh, Shirov didn't take queen takes b6. Oh my god, Amrita.
Oh, that was something which he allowed. Queen b6 वहाँ पे?
नहीं अभी देखते हैं.
नहीं,
But look at the number of people who've given the right answer, and look at the speed of the answer, Amrita.
100 हो रहा है?
100 मतलब तो ऐसे ही हो गए, guys. Queen to b7 mate.
Wait, 200 हो जाएगा.
By the way, we had a super chat, right?
Oh, 1 second. We did have.
Sun Tzu. क्या ही फायदा, क्वालिफाई तो होने ही नहीं दोनों में से किसी को. चिल मारो जनता, तुमने या पनीर, यंग जनता ही हो. I think guys, it is very much possible that anything can happen, because imagine that someone wins this event, like let's say Vidit or Harikrishna, they would be then on 15 or 16 points. And I know that it's very difficult.
But nothing is impossible.
Yes, nothing is
Difficult,
impossible.
but not impossible.
So, by the way, queen b7.
And we love to be optimistic.
So, here, Amrita, the funny thing is that after we were looking at rook b1, and the best move after rook b1, by the way, is to play e takes f3 somehow,
Yeah.
And then as we just analyzed
But
right now,
Sagar, in the practical, like in the game, you're playing EF3, your three files in front of your king are super open and you are going to be scared. It's like at night, you're sleeping with your house door open, कि चोर आना है तो आ सकता है. You know, that kind of a feeling
right,
there.
absolutely.
So,
But Vidit now gave a check with his
yeah. So
knight.
Queen B6 was the only move. If he doesn't play, then I don't
It was
think
not
Black
the
can.
only move, but it was the best move. But he played king b8, and Vidit said, "Let me go and give a check." Now, king b8, you give a check. Shirov completely understands that I can't go to c8, I can't go to a8. If I have to go
Only move, no? No,
king
Bishop
here,
D6 is there.
then guys, can you find a mate in
Oh,
two? White to play.
nice.
And Kunal Kumar says, waiting for wooden chessboard in CB store. Yes, we are working on it. And I have started to look out for things to give you something very interesting, very different. So please give me some time and we will be introducing something interesting.
Yeah, people are getting the answer.
Yes, fantastic job, guys. This is absolutely right. Knight c8, though that little worm is moving ahead. Queen b7 is from the
What did
previous
you say?
position. Little worm.
Worm. Why? Yeah, that worm sounds so bad.
It's
But
it's
night
growing,
see.
no, like this, like the worm.
Gee.
What? Knight c8, double check here, and the king has to move in a double check, so has to go here, and boom.
Yeah, nice. That's a nice mate. Do you think Vidit may have used the psychology of Shirov, where Shirov may not want to go in an endgame?
Huh.
I mean,
I don't know,
I.
Amrita. The thing is that Shirov has to make good moves, right? So
Hmm.
what psychology? I mean, the best move here is that, but it's
Yeah,
possible.
but psychology does play a role.
I know. I agree with you, but I think Shirov had to play this because, okay, one thing is about style.
Hmm.
Like I was talking again about Carsten Mueller, where he told about four different playing styles: activist, theorist,
Hmm.
then pragmatic, and reflector. And
Correct.
I
So
said
in
Shirov would do this, and he was like, "Yes, but chess is much more complex than just styles. Sometimes there are only moves, and you have to make those only moves."
yeah,
That the
yeah.
style doesn't matter. But Amruta, Shirov, I think, missed the next move of Vidit. What should White do in this position? What is the move that Vidit played which gives him, which continues to give him an advantage here? White to play. It's the only move here. Let's see how many people are able to find this move, White to play.
And there is an interesting fact. Graham Pawar says people don't have doors in Shani Shingnapur. Yeah, I think I have heard of that.
What is Shani Shinganapur?
It's a place.
Where?
I think it's in Maharashtra.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, you said I've heard. Then you say perhaps it is in Maharashtra.
Yeah, ठीक है. There are Vignesh says it's near Nashik. So Vidit would know.
Okay, and guys, let's see what people have to say here. Oh man, look at our chat is so
What
strong.
I like about the chat is the first move, and then you can see the difference in the second, third, fourth, the rest of the moves. Really shows strength.
हाँ, क्योंकि अगर समझो if you don't play this move, you are a piece down.
Yeah.
No, actually you're not piece down, Amruta. In fact, Bishop c4, maybe White is winning a piece now, attacking the queen and the knight. Oh my
No, no, no,
god.
no, no, no. Because black can go a move where, let's say, queen f5. But you first take bishop takes d6. And that too
Yeah.
is a check.
Check. You
Oh,
take this and I'm peace up. Peace out.
not yet. Queen b5.
Queen to b5.
Is this the nice move? Queen g3. No. Bishop c4.
No, then you take queen b6.
Correct. So once again, what is the defense here? What is the defense?
Yeah, guys, what is the move here? White to move. I mean, there are many moves that give him the advantage, but
Yeah, got it. Not super tough.
yes, chess is fun. Very good. That is the right move. Knight to c4. Attacking the rook. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
yeah. So whenever there is a double attack, you try that one piece counter attacks something as a defense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the thing. What
No.
is going on right
And once
now?
you save this rook, I save my bishop, I'll be piece up. So, by the way,
क्या
the right
interesting
move,
game है यार. This is really मजा आ रहा है ये
bishop
game में.
c4, the last was
रक्षित सिंह, अभिज्ञान सिन्हा, वैभव दुबे, अभिजीत मिश्रा, कृष्ण मलिक, chess is fun, Devil Strident, chess is more than fun, Dr. Anand Tendulkar and देवाशीष उपाध्याय. रक्षित today in super form ऐसा लग रहा है.
also one player's name was chess is fun
And one is
and
chess
chess
is
is more than fun.
अपना शर्ट है chess is life, बॉबी फिशर से chess is more than life.
Ah, nice. It's like if you have two kids, then you can name one as Bhai and the other one as Chota Bhai. Like,
Not a good. I thought you will say more than by.
so,
Okay, so in the game, what's up? Did he play bishop c4?
yeah, he played bishop c4, and now black has only one move here because see, if you move your queen anywhere else, like queen e7, queen f5, as you said, the point is to take and then take on b3.
But you don't have a very good square because queen e8 looks without any reason. Queen e7, queen f5, और क्या है?
नहीं,
What
कुछ
else?
भी. So,
Okay, counter attack.
so
Maybe bishop c5.
you
Oh,
know,
sorry, that's a
guys,
king.
remember that if your opponent attacks something of yours, the natural way to think is to save it, but the other way to think is to counter attack, and this is what is very important. So let's say, for example, if you know, Amruta, I come and I, let's say, um, let me find the right example.
Okay,
Let's
and
say you that room is yours, right? So I come there and I say that now this space is mine, this much space in your room. So one thing for you is to fight me and say go away from here, right? The other strategy is that you come in my room and you say now this space is mine. That's like the counter attacking strategy. So when opponent comes and tries to attack you with bishop c4, you can either try to go away from here or try to capture it. Oops, sorry.
or I have a better example. When a mosquito comes to bite me, I actually kill him.
I thought you will bite the mosquito.
Yuck, yuck.
Okay, by the way, Sarvesh Deshpande, thank you so much for becoming backer of Indian chess.
Yes, thank you, really.
So here,
You're the first member, I believe, today.
yes,
He's already for 4 months.
E3 is the correct move. Harsha, Aditya, Divyansh, Ishpreet, Aryan Kedia, Abhinav, Rick Jena, Prashil, Chess is Fun, Hussein Mohammad Whitey, and Kunal Gupta. So here, the move that I was looking for is pushing your pawn to E3. And now if I take on E6, then you will take on F2 with a check and you will take this back. So this is a
immediate move is
yeah, and the point is if you take back Amruta here, then now I can move my queen away, let's say queen e5, and I can threaten a checkmate here.
ooh, like you've suddenly forgotten that black can actually give a threat to your king, which is actually one move mate.
And now if you try to save
Go
it with
F4.
f4, then now I can
Still.
take and play bishop c5. So this is a very common idea in the position.
So this king on g1 is all the times, giving this chance for black to get
It's
this
giving
kind of a
life
tactic.
to black,
Yeah.
like
yeah.
g1.
Yeah. So Rakshit says, I'm pretty sure Shirov won't find e3. Let's bet.
Rakshit
Let's bet.
Rakshit is getting confident here from Shirov's previous moves, because if he doesn't, by the way, e3 is not like Vidit is worse. He can go and move his queen away. So what happens now is that you are attacking here, and if he goes queen f5, you will take on d6, rook takes d6, and then queen b3. You're still piece up.
But still, Sagar, I have a question for you. Like, no matter what, the position is better for white, okay? But the comfort, for the psychology is with Shirov, because this is somehow his style of position.
Yes.
Whereas for Vidit, this is more like it's more an effort to still keep finding the moves. So there could be a discomfort of being in such a position against Shirov, or would there not be any?
But there's something known as objectivity as well. And although position is messy, with it, if he gets good positions, he can attack. He's 2700
Yes.
plus, and generally such players can do all sorts of things pretty well. So here, by the way, it's still not game over, because after e2 there is, let's say, bishop e2, check on c5, king h1, and now rook b6, and somehow the game continues. White can take this pawn, but Amruta, in a practical game, computers can save such positions, but human beings with such a weak king and white king safe means white is better.
Correct.
Can we quickly have a look at
Yes,
Anish
Anish
Giri's
Giri,
game
exactly.
against Tabatabaei, and look at this position, guys. It is very, very interesting. Quickly, what I do is, firstly, I count material. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pawns. I see black also has 6 pawns. I see what are the minor pieces, bishop, knight, bishop, knight. I see what are the major pieces, 2 rooks, 2 rooks, 2 rook, 2 rook, queen, queen. And then I see whose king is safer. I see both of them looking slightly weak, but also
But
slightly
black's
safe.
a little bit much worse, I would
Acha.
say.
Okay. And
then-
I also see what are the weaknesses. I see e6 pawn is tremendously weak. I also see that white has his
Placement of the
weaknesses.
pieces, but I see black's queen on a3 not doing very well in comparison to white's queen on e2, like that way. So would be slight edge for white. Also the rook on b1 is well placed. This rook on f3 could be ready anytime to shift to g3 and have ideas in the future.
Absolutely. And I think people are saying that Anish missed his chance somewhere. It seemed like Anish had a big advantage some point, but not sure where he missed it. Maybe we can take it from the top very quickly. Anish played the Italian. By the way, he has a very nice video on ChessBase India where he talks about how to play the Italian. So guys, you can check it out. Take, knight d2, bishop e6, knight e4, bishop b6, b4. Ooh. Look at this move, b4, Amruta, and Anish had 1 hour 29 minutes. So he was in his preparation, and look at this. Tabatabaei had 1 hour 31 minutes, and he went down to 52 minutes.
Bapre, that was a super surprise.
Yeah. Can we just quickly have a look at our ChessBase board and try to see if b4 was a new idea by Anish? Can we do that, Amruta?
Sorry, what? Once again. Sorry. Bolo.
Guys, this is exactly what happens in our life. This is exactly how I'm talking.
Ulta, right? Ulta, na?
Sorry?
This is exactly what happens in our life. Ulta.
In what way, ulta?
Like I'm talking and you are like, yes, yes.
No.
Then?
I said right now, shall we look at this? And you said what?
Because इधर रक्षित ने बड़ा message लिखा है. तो remember Sagar sir giving this X. So I was just reading this.
X means example.
हाँ, इसके लिए तो मैं confused हो गई ना. Okay, Sagar sir giving this example as a person you might like action movies, but you would prefer watching good movie, any genre rather than a bad action movie. Shirov's type of position, but bad position.
Nice one. Nice
Okay,
one.
Shirov blundered. We'll go there. We'll
We'll
go there
go to
very
Shirov.
soon.
By the way-
Now you say I'm very focused. रक्षित की वजह से था ये.
हाँ,
Don't blame me.
तो
हाँ,
ये
tell
क्या
me.
हुआ कि this position happened on 20th of February, which is just 10 days ago in the Air Things Masters. The same position, and Nepo had gone a4. So what was Anish doing there is Anish was sitting in his home and he was looking at the game and he was like, कुछ नया idea ढूंढते हैं, दिमाग की बत्ती जलाते हैं, and he came up with this move b4. This is a very interesting concept and that's a novelty. No game has been played before.
No game has been played before.
Oh, b4, b4. Oh, nice.
Nice. Yeah. Thank you for appreciating. Let's go.
Because the point is, guys, if you take with the other knight, then I can take on e5, but I can also maybe just go knight g5 with the idea of hitting this bishop and the queen coming to h5. On the other hand, he took with this knight, and then Anish took on e6, fe, rook to b1, h6. He's a pawn down for now, but he's recovered his pawn. Knight e5, rook takes b4, a5, rook b1, queen h4. Anish goes queen e2, very calm
Yeah, it's
move.
not like clear winning. Yeah, there has been a consistent advantage.
No, he
So,
played. I think Anish has
it's
played very well.
super fine.
Rook f3, knight f6. He went bd2, queen a3, and now the knight comes back. But you know,
Okay.
with a maybe bishop c3 would have been nice. The main point being that I'm putting pressure here, and if you take, I'll take back with the pawn, and this way the rook is putting pressure on the queen. Now quickly going back to Vidit's game, because right now Anish has a small pressure on the position. We said e6 is weak, the pawns are equal, white pieces are nicely positioned, so looks good overall.
So we stay updated, but in the meantime, Shirov has blundered. That's the news coming up. So we have to check that.
So after bishop c4, Shirov did not play e3 as rightly predicted by our
Rakshit.
take.
Rakshit ka confidence. I hope Shirov doesn't watch the stream, Rakshit.
But Amrita, what is Shirov thinking? Because after bishop b3, he is
I'm telling you, this is pure psychology. He doesn't want to exchange queens.
no. This is oversight and sometimes age, which comes into play. What Shirov thought here was that he will play e3 to cut the connection between the queen and the knight, so that he can win the piece here. But what is it that Shirov had missed? You know, every time I'm saying Shirov, my mind goes to that Shira. What
So
is
just
it?
go. Okay.
Arre, very good, guys. Very quick. Apna chat is very quick to spot.
Tough questions.
Nahin,
Maybe we
easy.
need to, yeah. Maybe we need to add tough questions. I mean, if by chance kid is able to add 2 moves का thing, मजा ही आ जाएगा.
2 moves का कैसे?
So first move का आएगा, कैसे वो मुझे नहीं पता, but second move का भी something.
हाँ, वो सब तुम लोग देख लो कैसे करना है. मेरे को तो माइंड में आइडिया आता है. You know, in many companies, guys, there are people who are paid for only giving ideas. They don't have to do any implementation.
Yeah.
And Amrita, maybe you are that one in ChessBase India, right? Your job is to just come up with some good ideas. By the way, in the chat,
Ideas, good or bad is another thing.
very, very nice. Queen g3 is what I think Shirov missed, Amrita, because this is the move. If you don't have this move, black is okay. Let's say if you play queen e2, black will just take here and it's equal.
Yeah.
So this,
I mean, you don't call it equal still, but it's very unclear, I would say, no?
yes, but this is the move. I mean, that one is like
Correct.
black is totally in the game. Here, black is totally out of the game.
Lost.
So the right move has been given by
Graham Pawar, Surendra A.S., Ashik, Padaya Kalpesh, Arman Singh, Manan Nath, Shaibi Vinoj, LR, Shikhar. Okay. Done. Rakshit says, I'm going to apply for that job, Idea Wiser.
Yeah, it's actually very difficult to get those jobs. Yeah.
No, I knew for the very first time very few years ago when one of my friend got it in US, and actually he had to work only for 4 hours and he was paid like hefty amount of salary.
Why 4 hours? You can get ideas in like
You need
four
your mind to
seconds.
be calm, creative, that kind of a thing.
So what would he do? Like he would go to the job and meditate and
So
then
both such people anyway keep getting ideas, and in 4 hours they actually share it and how it can be executed, that kind of a
that
thing.
is not his problem.
No, he gives some ideas,
It's just like
but the
what if
the
there
person who
are two
executes.
moves that the chat will write and then what will happen? And then guys, please figure it out. Now mera chutti ho gaya. I have to go. So, by the way, Rook G8 has been played by Alexei. And
Yeah,
now,
that was the question by Fun. Like, what if Rook G8? So we'll get to know after Queen G3. Ah, no, after Queen
no,
G3,
after
Rook
Queen
G8.
G3, Rook G8,
तो
then
तो
just.
Queen D6 मर रहा था.
So now Shirov on one hand is saying that look, now I have taken G3 under control. मैं अब E3 threaten कर रहा हूँ. And if you were to take here, then I'll try to take with my queen. And after that, on G2, we have immense pressure. Of course, you can't play now G3 because Queen H1 is checkmate. So this is what Shirov wants to do. But Vidit is not going to take here. Then Shirov says, I will take here.
Okay, so here what does Vidit play? I mean, what should he play?
I mean, there are many moves.
Many winning moves.
Many
Best
moves.
winning move, you would say. One second.
Once again, Amruta showing like, find the best winning move, guys. Okay, I have done my job.
And now you're relaxed.
Oh, look at this. Chat is too good. You're finding the right move, even here. By the way, guys, with Vidit winning, this is a very good time to talk about something very nice that we have launched right now. And for it's here, there is a special thing which is known as the Women's Day special on Vedika's chocolates, which has a very nice sort of box in the form of a heart plus a message that you can send to the special women in your life, plus you get a chess necklace which is either a king, queen, or a knight like this. So please do check it out. It is the second link in the description. It is a Women's Day special and you can gift it to the special women in your life. Amrita, I can
Yes,
give
you
you?
can. Yes. You can give me.
Okay.
I love the box.
Cool. And so, by the way, the right answer has been given by knight c4, Amruta. Here, you go knight to c4. And then you are taking control of the e3 square.
I mean, there were a lot of suggestions as I was saying, so it's good. It means that there are many possibilities here. For knight c4 would be the best, as you're suggesting. What black can play? Where can he go with the rook?
No, I mean, wherever he goes, this is now
safe. So you are a piece up.
Yes.
But
I can also go rook fe1, by the way. If someone wanted to play this, this is also a great move. You can't take because queen hangs. You can't push because the pawn is lost. But I would say knight c4 is perhaps the best move. And the right answer has been given by
Adarsh GR, Arnav Kadam, Vaibhav Dubey, Dr. Anand Tendulkar, Harisha Aditya, Ishprit Singh, Mamba, Monil Maru, The Pranay, Veer Singh. Yes.
Yes, guys, the main issue that we are facing today with OBS, I don't know, is that whenever I'm switching scenes, it is becoming white. The screen is going white.
So let's try to not, like, I'll read the answers for a few times here. Okay. And will not change the scenes much for some time.
But Amruta, that means you have to work.
ठीक है कर लेंगे कभी कभी काम अभी क्या करेंगे
By the way, Vidit has only 13 minutes left and he has to still make 15 moves. But जब एक piece extra हो तो then what you do is you generally just kind of save yourself,
Yeah.
calculate everything and make sure that there are no errors in your calculation. I'm sure Vidit
15
understands that he's
moves. 15 moves for Shirov in 1 minute. Almost.
Oh,
In 2 minutes.
he has only 1 minute. Ah, I didn't see his time. I saw only Vidit's time. So Vidit has 12 minutes, but Shiro has only 2 minutes. Meanwhile, a result has come in that in the D pool, we have Yu Yangi and Shakhriyar Mamedyarov who have drawn. I'm also very interested to see what Anish will do against Amin Tabatabaei because it's 25th move, Amruta, and Anish has to make another 15 moves in 10 minutes.
But even he has 5 minutes only almost.
Right.
So, Siddhant Sinha says is the code open source for chat chess moves. Maybe community can add features to it.
Yes, Siddhant, it is. I think if you, I don't know, maybe if you write to us on ChessBase India at Gmail, we will put you in touch with Keith and you can work with him or you can talk to him.
And Rakshit asks what happens after Queen C5, Rook takes G2, King in Vidit's game, by the way, if we can go back there.
Yeah.
Queen C5, Rook G2, King G2, E takes F3. Ah, okay. I think they had a conversation between Akshay Mohan and.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you go King H1, there is F2 mate, nothing less than almost a mate. But you can go King H3.
But this is nice because there is no check on E6 because bishop is controlling. There is no check on D7 and C8 as well. So that's why.
Finish on the queen.
Huh?
Also queen. Control C.
Correct. So no check for now,
Yeah.
which means should be fine.
So King H3 is pretty good. And now Vidit has 10 minutes 51 seconds.
So 25 moves are 15 moves are very high, no, for Shirov for his time and the position. It's very difficult to find any extravaganza counterplay.
Yeah, true. By the way, all the people who are asking about update on India's Got Chess Talent, very soon I will update. I think just coming closer to the finalization of it, and I will let you know for sure. And you will be updated. But the plan is going on, and we will have. In fact, one of our trainers recently, Swayams Mishra, became a father. And one of our trainers, Swapnil Dhopade, is playing in the nationals. So there are a lot of things happening.
Oh, Love Chess says bought the one D4 Catalan and King's Indian Defense and Grunfeld book by Boris Avruk from ChessBase India shop. Thank you.
Yeah,
Wow,
it's great
that's
to know.
a very, very serious preparation there you have got and amazing.
Remember, Amruta, in 2010,
I know
we worked
D4
with this
Avruk
2000
for 1 week.
we worked together, and I went to World Juniors after working on that book with Amruta, and then I forgot everything because I had prepared so much. You know, it's like you studied so much for your exam that when you actually had to go and write the paper, you forget all the answers, and that is exactly what happened with me. And I got so worried, I started losing one game after another. And then I said, no, let me go back to my normal stuff. And then I started playing decently. But not to say that Auruk's book had anything to do, it was just my memory, which was horrible.
Or working with me. No, but the book has that book really helped you later to develop the understanding. So that was very new, a new knowledge you got. And before any tournament, you've learned something many times, it backfires in the immediate next tournament. But then you have that patience, and then it suddenly comes back to you all the understanding in one go, that kind of a thing.
Right.
So, also, it's very complicated. I mean, to remember the lines and everything. So, you need to understand from the core. It's very important.
So, Queen E5. knight to d7, queen b5 is what Anish did. He went back with his queen, trying to defend the knight on d7, queen to c4, king h8, knight e4, c6, d4, and you can see that with one nice move he has fixed this pawn forever. Now this pawn cannot come up. Rook b8, rook b3.
Wow. I love the way the rooks are placed on b file.
Yes.
And that pawn on b7 is pinned. Very nice position. And this kind of position, Anish will convert like this, like this.
I don't know if he'll convert like this, but
Yes.
he's definitely better right now. And in fact, he can just win this pawn like this. He
Okay.
can just take it. And then you might think that rook e8 and you can win back this knight, but just queen f5 and white is doing very well. Okay, guys, I have one question in the chat. Very interesting question. What if in the coming days we set up some kind of an interesting over the board meet in Mumbai for everyone to come and play chess? How many of you would be keen to do that? You can check.
Rakshit Singh says, मेरा किस्मत इतना खराब है. All OTB tournaments in Bangalore happening after April. Even Bangalore International Open, but offline college is starting in March. Anyway, excited for college.
You can miss college, no? 3-4 days and play one tournament.
हाँ, ये तो chance मजा ही आ जाएगा ना रक्षित. अभी तो you're answering also very well.
Oh, people are saying of course,
me.
many. Oh, okay, not bad.
Acha, if it is somewhere near Ghatkopar, 3-5 kilometers around Ghatkopar.
But when they say Mumbai, then they will come, no, wherever it is.
अच्छा.
Hopefully.
नहीं, बहुत बार in Mumbai, like they don't know the place, ना, like अभी that is the main thing.
अच्छा, exams भी है. ठीक है, when the exams get over, maybe we. Oh, by the way, knight c4 was played by Vidit attacking the rook, and then Shirov instantly, like in 3 seconds, he played rook d3, and he said to Vidit, "I'm attacking your bishop here." And Vidit said, "Bishop c2, I'm attacking your rook." And now Shirov will take the pawn. You can't take back with the pawn or the queen. It's pinned here.
So you go queen b6 after rook takes f3. Oh.
Yeah, true.
With the idea of knight d6, by the way, or queen b7 if you need to.
Can I do e3? Like attacking this way?
Can I go queen b? I don't like to exchange queens, but can I go queen b7? You have hiccups. कोई तो याद कर रहा है.
Very smart, Amrita.
Finally, Shirov was not ready to go into the end game, but with it would be. Earlier when we used to play tournaments many times, hiccups aata tha, and before they would say that take the names of everyone who will be remembering you, and if you take the right name, your hiccup will stop. I don't know if people have tried that. You want to take names?
Yeah, water. It stopped. Bishop c2. And he took e takes f3, Amruta. And the point is, if you take bishop d3, I have rook g2. So that's why white played calmly g3. And now Vidit is completely winning. He's blocked this. He's blocked all threats of e3. The rook is hanging. You have an extra piece. The knight is going to e5. The rook is going to b1. And I'm going to attack here.
Right now, if black had his rook on e2, it would be over. But that is impossible to get. So
you mean rook e2? Okay.
Because queen is the worst blockader for a pawn.
But okay, he's played rook c3 now, attacking your knight basically here. But I think Vidit will simply go knight a5. Vidit has 6 minutes 57 seconds. It's move number 28. They still have 12 more moves to make. Grishchuk game is very complicated, everyone's saying. Yeah, but so we are going to quickly.
This is only 1 minute, no? Take it quickly. You can check.
Where is the queen? Black is no
everyone
queen.
Is saying Sama is remembering you.
Yeah. Guys, Samay has organized a bullet event of all the creators, which will happen on 6th of March, right? I think so. And would be good fun to follow that because bullet is always great fun.
समय हारा था बुलेट में, नाम चेंज किया ना उसने. आई होप यू हैव kept a check on that.
Huh?
I hope you have kept a check on that.
Which one? One what?
He had lost no against me.
हाँ.
So उसको नाम चेंज करना था.
Hmm.
But anyway, about that later.
And now we are going to see. By the way, people are also saying today Arjun sacrificed his queen against Pranav. So we will also look at that game later on. I'll analyze it on ChessBase India. But knight a5 is a big threat. Also, guys, knight d6 might be possible here. That seems really good. Yeah, Rajat 7, you're right. Knight d6 coming up. He goes knight a5. And you can't take here because queen is defending it. Your rook is coming to b1. I won't be surprised, Amruta, if Shirov resigns.
No, not yet. I think he'll play a few moves. Anything where black can try to go rook e2, but with the bishop on
Amruta,
b7
this
being
is a
attacked,
rook, not a knight. What do you...
bishop on b7 being attacked, it's very difficult because that was the key element of
And also the
whole
king.
black's counter attack.
If you move your bishop away,
Yeah,
the rook
then
comes
it's
in
gone.
and it's anyway
It's
a
gone.
powerful attack.
Yeah. By the way, Rakshit's college is 400 kilometers far from Bangalore. So, फिर भी Rakshit you have to play. It doesn't matter.
Guys, all of you, please do consider playing some events. I don't know if anyone here is right now playing at the national championship in Uttar Pradesh, that is Kanpur, or in Bhubaneswar, the women's nationals. But please do think about playing some of the events that are going to happen. We have chessbase.in/calendar where you can find all the events that are taking place in India and across the world. Just try to think of taking part. I know many people were saying that, oh, the fee is very high and we might not be able to do that. But in case if it is affordable for you, please do check it out. By the way, look at this move by Shirov. Queen e2 he has played. And the question is that what do you do? Like, can you take?
Oh, it's a blunder because of...
Take?
now your c2 is hanging and f1 is hanging double
No, but
attack.
I'm thinking of doing this.
But I have a distraction.
Whoa, oh, guys, black to play. I am threatening to take here. So if you take on c2, I'll take on b7. But here Amruta said she has a distraction. What should black do in this position? It is known as deflection. Eagle Eye says,
Sokal, Eagle Eye Gaming, Hayes, Shikhar, Singh Chef, Deval Saula, Surindra, Devik Agarwal, Vishal Khombre, Prathamesh Mamba, Vaibhav Dubey, Akshay Mohan, Shaib Vinosh. Yes, guys, everyone has got it right.
Queen, take, and now take on c2. And now if I go and once again attack here, you can go back and then just defend this.
Yeah, and it's... In fact, white is 2
points down, and that's not a good idea. But queen e2, Amruta, I don't need to take.
Yeah.
I can just move my bishop away, maybe take on h7, maybe play bishop to f5.
Or maybe rook a b1.
Mausumi Datta says, can unrated player play Rook International Open? Yes, sure, you can. Why not? You are saying Rook e1?
Rook a b1.
Here?
Yeah,
right now?
I mean, I don't like it because anyway you'll go rook c2. Rook a b1 सा है.
Sorry. Rook a b1. And now,
Not the best
let's say I go rook c2.
Rook b7.
Rook b7, king a8, then there is queen a7 mate. So I have to play king c8. And okay, it's like still some work that you have to do.
Yeah. How there's still this tension still. कैसे निकालने का?
But Amrita, I don't think Vidit is going to go into all these complications,
So
especially when
what should he play
he
right
has
now?
3 minutes 17 seconds and he has taken on h7. He says,
Ah,
let me just move my bishop away, attack your rook. And if you now play rook here, then maybe Vidit is already thinking of moving his rook to b1 and attacking b7.
correct. That's very clean. Very clean.
So after bishop h7, Shirov is thinking, guys, Vidit is a piece up. Although Shirov has a few pawns right now, but these are triple pawns and they will fall down very soon.
So, Vidit is clearly winning
Yeah,
without any chances.
yeah. Also, I think uh
And
what?
Anish is winning.
Nish is winning.
No, no.
He was better. Yeah, he is winning. Wow, Amruta, look at this. What just happened there? After
Snap.
rook b8, the rooks switched. Queen d8, he took on e6. Bishop d4. Rook takes b7. Rook takes b7. Rook takes b7. d7 is hanging. Knight to c5. He took with the knight. Bishop take. Bishop takes c5. Rook d7. And now
Oh, by the way, we have the result coming.
Vidit won.
Yay, Vidit has won his
Oh,
game.
that's a
Shirav
big,
has
big
resigned.
news. After bishop h7, Alexei Shirov has resigned his game, and Vidit Gujrathi starts off on a winning note at the FIDE Grand Prix 2022 second leg that is happening in Belgrade, Serbia. And I think a very important victory. Although, Shirov is the last seed in the pool, there is Fedoseev and Richard Rapport. But if you remember, Shirov was in Harikrishna's pool last time, and Harikrishna couldn't beat him on both the games, and that proved to be a very important factor because Wesley So and Dominguez both beat Shirov in both the games.
So this is a very good start because first of all he was white, so that is good. He played e4. He tried something new that gives an extra confidence. That too you play with the same style as your opponent. It's like crazy, and yet you don't mess anything up.
Yes.
So overall, in every possible way, this is really confidence boosting for with it.
Yes, I agree with you, and I think it's a great launching pad. He will be facing now Richard Rapport and Fedoseev in the next two rounds. If Vidit can keep himself going, maybe score one victory out of those two, another draw. You never know if he can win, if he can reach the top of his table, then he reaches the semi-finals. Then it's like a World Cup match. You never know what can happen, but
Correct.
always a good start is. I'm not sure half work done, Amruta. In
No, I'm not saying
childhood,
half work or anything, but it just.
no, it's a quote.
Acha.
Well begun is half done, and I used to say it a lot in school days, but I don't believe it.
No, because it's completely against your philosophy, no? Like consistency is very important. People will start many of the things,
Yeah.
but they don't continue. So that quote is clearly not the right quote. At
Let's.
least here. Let's quickly go to Anish's game because Tabatabaei ho raha tha.
Oh, he's played
And
Queen
Queen
f6.
f6.
And now the question
2
to
minutes.
all of you guys, what is that move here that Anish will play? And Amruta, here's something very cool. So, I take your queen, okay? You take back. And you say to yourself, endgame में सिर्फ एक ही तो pawn down है. Only one pawn down in the endgame. How bad can that get? But next,
Ah.
this pawn is going to fall. I fix it by playing a4.
Oh no,
Then-
no. I was thinking of bishop c3 or instead of a4.
Yes, but then
You have to go to g6. Then I was thinking of f5.
Let's say I take here,
Bishop g7 check.
but king g8.
And then bishop at 6. It's so surprising that, this bar has a problem with me. I'm getting 2 pawns.
I would take here. I mean, it's winning also. This is also pretty good. But Anish, see, he's taken And now I think Anish style is a4. You know, as in that book, can I just bring that book?
Which book?
We got this book delivered by Carsten Mueller today, and in that he speaks about the 4 different models. It's also in the ChessBase Fritz trainer, but one of them is theorist, and he's given William Stenitz as a theorist, but he also said Anish is a theorist. And what theorists do, Amruta, is that they play many times by the book, or you can say, like, rules, endgame rule. Fix your opponent's pawn on the color of his bishop, or on the color of your bishop, so that you can attack it. So here a4 is like fixing the pawn. So if Anish plays that, then we can say he's a theorist.
Okay.
What do you think?
If Anish doesn't play that, still he's a theorist. Right? But he should be, like, we can predict that he will play e4. That's how we can try to see. Only thing is, he's going down to 40 seconds already. So that's where I feel that sometimes you play moves which, are direct threats when you're going
But
low on time.
yeah,
So,
true. Also, you can think of playing king. Oh, he's played your move, Amruta. Not a good move.
he's
Not a
played.
good move.
It should be okay in comparison to ever, but okay, Anish.
No, the thing is,
Nice.
Amruta,
It's more practical, maybe.
let's say, for example, I play a4. Okay.
Correct.
And then I'll go next to
Bishop,
king g3.
yeah,
and
but
take it.
I'll be worried about bishop b4 maybe and going into a rook endgame.
Yes, but then I take, you take, and now I play a5. Threat
Correct.
is a6, a7.
But no, c5.
Let's
I
take
don't want
this.
to calculate the rook endgame. That's
You
the problem.
take
No,
this?
a c5.
c5. What I'll play rook c7.
Yeah. Now I will take on f4.
Oh, but then I can go a6.
So it's another game, right? And look at the time he has. So he doesn't
So
want to
he did
calculate
exactly what you suggested, which is actually great, Amruta. That somewhere you thought of the same moves. King g8, he did play bishop h6, and now rook c4 was very cool, but he went, I mean, rook a4.
Is also
Anish
good.
is better, clearly. And now after rook a4, he goes g4.
Yeah, because in this race, white has 2 pawns plus black's king should be weaker. Rook a2 threatens rook c2, right? So rook a2 is played here and g5. Oh, he's not even worried about c2 pawn. Man, this
With the
is
check, that too.
this is a real what to say, bindast.
It reminds
attitude.
me of that famous game of Capablanca Tartakova in the rook endgame, where Capablanca gave up several pawns just even with checks to activate his king.
Ah.
And here, if the king can reach g6, Amruta,
Mm-hmm.
like if you can make the arrow.
Maybe you can make a learn from classic wala stream for that.
Yes.
Yeah, g6.
I think I have it already, or I'm not sure. No, g6. Now I was thinking of putting the king here somehow like this. That would also land up in this king getting.
मजा ही आ जाएगा. Imagine black pawn on a2 becomes a queen and white's last move is the back rank checkmate.
Yeah.
That would be.
But also I can just play g6 next with rook d8 mate. That's also a very brutal checkmating pattern. So I think today Harikrishna losing was slightly bad news, but Vidit winning and also now Anish doing very well is good news there. By the way, a lot of people were telling us to have a look at the game of Grishchuk versus Andrekin, and Amruta, Andrekin actually beat Grishchuk.
Oh, this
What a
Sicilian.
big news. What a big news there.
Typical.
And Grishchuk generally after he doesn't take these decisions lightly of winning the pawn, but here goes knight d5, bishop d8, and the main problem is that this knight is pinned.
Wow, would it be his preparation, Sagar? Because this is amazing,
No,
giving
no,
up
no.
the e6 pawn
How
and
can it be preparation when you have only 3 minutes left?
then. No, not white, for black, Baba. Grishuk took the pawn on e6, which he should not have.
But he also has 15
And
minutes only. So bishop h6, and now the threat was, Amruta, that if you were to take here, I will take a very boom move. White to play, guys. What's the move here for white?
धूम मचा ले, धूम मचा ले, धूम.
Yes, Amruta, can you see who gave the right answer?
Yeah, many. Arnav, Kadam, Shaibi Binod, Surindra, Devik. No, not Devik. Adarsh, Kartikeyan. So many people have written Rook F8.
No, no.
That doesn't work.
No, I mean, Rook F8 is not the right
Manav
move order.
Yagnik, Rekha Natekar, Madesh Kumar, Dhruv Malhotra, Mufani Studios, Mamba, Akshay Mohan, Surya.
So take on e6, rook e6 and rook f8 mate.
Show no once.
I showed. And now, but what he missed was that this rook can be deflected away from f1 by taking. Taking
What?
and taking. And in this end, Amruta, you see that the queen didn't have squares to
This
go.
happened on the game.
ये देखो ना.
Game में हुआ?
हाँ, you can't go here, you can't go here, you can't go here because the bishop is there. You can't go here because the knight is there. You have to go here. So when he went here, now knight attacks. Then he went here, then the knight took. Now the point was, if you take here, then he will take bishop d5. You can't take because rook e1.
तुम तो इतने आगे चले गए, but Sagar, it's already like a, you're looking at rook f8 and all of that, so you're not seeing what is happening on e1, and it's kind of a shocker suddenly. It's like, it reminds me of that ad, like googly ban gaya types,
Googly ban gaya?
बहुत पहले ऐसा हो गया ना googly.
Amruta lived in an era where the ad was googly ban gaya. I don't know which era was that. I was too young maybe at that point. But this is how Andrekin might have continued. But he went rook f1, knight f7,
Nice.
check, takes, rook
Wow.
c5. And now we have a rook and 2 pieces for a queen, which is material advantage.
That rook is shifting on the 5th rank, like, मजा ही आ
And
गया.
he just resigned because he has more
Very
material and the bishop is going to just sit here.
Okay,
Coming
this was
back.
a really beautiful tactic, like you can miss. It's like this practical chess defense, yeah? Miss something.
By the way, 40th move has been played here. Anish has this pawn which can move forward, but the bishop has pinned it for now.
Yeah.
Which
The
is
only thing, this should be like very precise play for white, or is it okay? Because what's happening? Are you okay?
yes.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think Amruta, the main thing is that white's idea is to get in with the king, because if you go king f7, there is g6 check and I win this. Correct.
Correct. I mean,
King e7
even
is there
same for king
actually.
h7.
If you go here, then I can start
G7?
with g7, threatening g8 queen.
Unstoppable.
So that's the reason why you go
He
not to f7, but you go to h7 as in the game, 40th and the final move. Now if you go g6, the
King
bishop
H6,
is hanging.
correct.
So you have to go king h4 or g4 to h5.
king g4 on light square is preferable.
And guys, now Anish might win this today. At the same time, Vidit has already won. Harikrishna has lost. Tomorrow we will have once again the commentary. Amrita, do you want to add anything or should we end today?
Some questions I can add from the chat.
And guys,
Oh, by the way,
also,
Divyan says Rapport and Fedoseev have drawn the games, which means Vidit is topping the group by a half point.
that's
Okay,
good
that's
to know.
nice. Rishabh asks Sagar and Amrita, how do you see the world of chess evolving without the same Russian prowess?
Well, I think it's too early to
Yeah.
comment on this right now because I feel that we are still in a phase where there are a lot of things happening and we need to wait and see. But I guess this question will make a lot of sense once the war situation comes to an end, you know. I think that is the priority right now.
Rakshay says great, good, bad, okay move सुना है, boom move पहली बार सुना है.
Also, guys, if you want to support what the chess community is doing right now, especially Hikaru, then please do check out the link in the description. It's the first link that I've put. Also, I've pinned it here in the live chat. Please go there and support him if you want to. He is raising funds on his channel for Ukraine. And by the way, Anish goes King G4. Uh, Also, in the second link in the description, we have the Women's Day hamper of Vedika's chocolates. You can check it out. There's also ChessBase 16 and Mega Database in the third link. Many people are using it and are, preparing for their important events with it. So you can check it out there. Also, we have Praful Zaveri's books on chess course for people who have very little idea about chess and who want to improve. That is the right way to do so. So these are all the links in the description. For now, I will take your leave. Amruta maybe has some questions to
No,
answer.
it's done.
If you want to talk to them, you can, and then you can just simply end the stream from here.
No,
Amruta.
we'll come back tomorrow. Right now, it's great, and it was very good for me to come here after it's been a long time.
Yes, and thank you all for following us, and see you all tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Vidit versus. I don't know exactly, but maybe I'll check out White Bee Rapport or Fedoseev and Harikrishna versus Anish also coming up soon. Bye.